Um, Picture the scene. It's a Tuesday, maybe a Wednesday. Late afternoon light is hitting the hallway. The front door opens, and in walks a child.
Oh, you already know this walk.
You really do. Her shoes are already half off before she's even fully inside the house. Her tie is missing. Who knows where that ended up.
Probably under a seat in the car.
Right. And she just drops her school bag onto the floor.
Yeah.
And the source material says this so perfectly, like it had no bones. Just this complete, utter collapse of gear.
Yeah, I mean, I think every parent listening right now just had a visceral reaction to that exact sound, that heavy thud.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the universal symbol for, I am at 0% battery, the day is done, the system is shutting down.
It really is. And looking at the source material for today's deep dive, this is weekly commit number 007. This isn't just a relatable parenting anecdote.
No, it's really not.
It's the setup for a massive shift in how we think about family dynamics. Because the girl, exhausted, completely done with the day, looks up at her dad and says, "Papa, I need to come up with ideas for a school project."
And the project is about saving water, right? For
Yeah.
the school newsletter.
Exactly. But the dad, who wrote this piece, is in the exact same boat as her.
Huh.
He's mid-email. He's distracted.
He's staring at a screen, probably half a thought away from some deadline. He has absolutely nothing left in the tank either.
So he does the standard parent move, the survival move.
Mm-hmm.
He defers. He says, okay, let's talk about it after dinner.
Which is usually where the scene ends.
Right. The kid walks away, grabs a snack, and you deal with the panic later. But this time the daughter pauses. She agrees, but drops one casual sentence that just stops him cold. She says, "Let's ask AI."
And there it is, the pivot point.
It sounds so harmless. Let's ask AI. But today on the deep dive, we are unpacking why that specific sentence is so incredibly loaded.
Because it represents a new default in our homes.
Exactly. Our mission today is to break down this cognitive trade-off we're all making between instant answers and actual human learning.
And crucially, we're going to dissect the specific household rule the author developed to handle it. A rule he calls blueprint first, AI second.
Let's start with the immediate appeal of what the daughter suggested. The source material calls this the upgrade, this shift from friction to frictionless.
Right, because when she said, let's ask AI, she wasn't being rebellious, she was just being practical.
Yeah. In their house, AI had just become a household utility.
Like running water or electricity, that's the utility of it. Need to plan a family trip, ask AI. Need someone to explain a math homework concept, ask AI. Need project ideas, ask AI.
And for a parent, let's be honest, that is such a relief.
Oh, massive relief. The author talks about the psychological shift here. You no longer have to be the family database.
Right. You don't have to hold everything in your head anymore.
Exactly. You don't have to pretend you remember how the water cycle works when you're exhausted on a Tuesday evening. It removes all that friction that makes family life feel so heavy sometimes.
And the phrase itself, let's ask AI, the author noticed it became a new kind of punctuation in their home.
I love that phrasing, a new kind of punctuation.
It wasn't dramatic. It was just normal. It signifies that the family is no longer limited by what they personally know.
Which sounds amazing, a total upgrade, but then we hit the catch.
Yeah, there's always a catch.
Upgrades change our behavior. They change our expectations.
The author identifies a very specific danger here. He calls it the atrophy of patience.
This is the core of the issue. If you raise children in a world where answers are always instantly available, they begin to treat the entire world like a system that should respond immediately.
It changes how they view a problem. Think about the old way. If you didn't know something, it was a dead end.
Right. You hit a wall.
But the new way, not knowing isn't a dead end anymore. It's just a query. It's just a prompt away.
Which encourages exploration, sure, but there's a huge hidden cost.
And what is that cost exactly?
Well, the source highlights a few specific risks. The learning loop gets short-circuited. We start confusing speed with understanding.
Oh, that's a good one.
We confuse the output on the screen with actual insight. And we confuse the confident tone of the AI with the actual truth.
Because getting the answer quickly doesn't mean you learned anything.
Not at all. The author has this brilliant definition of learning. He says learning is building the muscle required to reach the answers.
Building the muscle. I really like that.
And how do you build muscle? Through resistance, through patience, through effort. You have to be able to sit with uncertainty long enough for a thought to form.
But sitting with uncertainty is uncomfortable.
It's incredibly uncomfortable, but if the parent isn't the database anymore, if you aren't the one dispensing the facts, what is your job?
Right. What is the parent's new role in this dynamic?
We can outsource the data, but we cannot outsource judgment. The parent's new job is to protect that learning loop, to make sure the kids still build that muscle.
Which brings us directly to the strategy. You can't just ban the technology. That's not what the author did.
No, banning it just makes it forbidden fruit, and it leaves them unprepared for the real world anyway.
So he introduced a concept, a specific rule for the house. Blueprint first, AI second.
It's a brilliant sequence. It forces the human effort back into the front of the process.
Let's break down the specific steps the author is trying to introduce with this rule. It starts with think first.
Think first, just you and your brain.
Then, step 2, draft something.
Put something on paper, anything.
Step 3, make a guess.
Take a swing at the answer yourself.
And step 4, try an idea.
Exactly. Only after all that initial human effort does the AI come into play. Its role isn't to replace your thinking.
It's to improve it.
Exactly. To improve what you already started.
This connects to a really powerful analogy the author uses. Signal versus multiplier.
Yes. This is such a helpful way to think about AI.
Can you walk us through how he defines those two?
Sure. So the AI is the multiplier. It's incredible at filling in gaps, widening the search space, exploring edge cases you didn't consider. It multiplies whatever you give it.
But mathematically, a multiplier needs something to multiply.
Right. If you multiply 0 by 1,000,000, you still get 0. The human has to supply the signal, the core idea, the blueprint.
So if a child just says, give me ideas for a water project, that's 0 signal.
0 signal. You just get generic, average outputs. But if the blueprint belongs to the child, if they provide the signal, the AI can take that and make it spectacular.
Okay, so let's see how this actually played out with the water project. Take us back to the story.
So we had the deferral. The dad said, we'll do it after dinner.
Right.
Now it's post-dinner. The scene resolves. The dad walks in and finds his daughter sitting at the table.
With a serious face.
A very serious face. She has a pencil in her hand.
And what's crucial here is that she's doing the work. She's in the blueprint phase.
She is supplying the signal.
So what was the human idea she came up with?
She looks up and reveals her original idea. She says, while brushing your teeth, you turn off the tap.
Okay, classic.
Very classic. But she doesn't stop there. She adds her own specific detail.
What was the detail?
She says that saves loads of water, like 60 buckets.
60 buckets. I love that so much.
It's so distinctly human, right?
Yeah.
It's a kid's logic.
And the emotion in the room shifts. The dad reacts by smiling. He completely validates her idea.
And the author notes her reaction too. He says she looked properly proud.
Properly proud. That hits hard.
Because it's true. You can't outsource that. If the AI had just generated a list of 10 water-saving tips at 4 p.m., she wouldn't feel proud of reading tip number 3.
No, there's no ownership in a prompt response.
Yeah.
The pride comes from the fact that 60 buckets came from her own brain.
Exactly. The blueprint was hers.
So she did it. She thought first. She drafted. Now, how do they integrate the AI correctly? Because the rule is blueprint first, AI second.
Right, so the dad guides her. He says to her, now we ask AI.
But not for the idea.
No, that's the key distinction. He tells her, not for the idea, for more.
For more. Framing the AI as a tool to expand, not to generate.
They used the tool to find more ways to save water. They used it to verify if turning off the tap actually saves 60 buckets.
Which is a great use case. Check the math.
They used it to find examples, to see what blind spots they might have had. But the core foundation was already laid by her.
And he also points out that this sequence really clicked for the child.
It did. First you think, then you ask.
It completely shifts the power dynamic between the kid and the screen.
Yes. Instead of the screen being this magical oracle that hands down the truth, it just becomes a really fast library that helps you polish your own rough drafts.
Which is such a healthier relationship to build with technology.
It's the only sustainable one, honestly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Weekly Commit 007, let's summarize the main takeaway for you listening at home.
The big picture here is that AI provides infinite answers. That's a given now.
But the family's job, the parent's job, is to protect original thinking, to protect patience, and to protect judgment.
Because uncertainty isn't a wall anymore. It used to be, but it's not. That is a massive upgrade for humanity.
But the human element, that signal we talked about, that is the only thing that makes the upgrade worth having.
Without the signal, we just have a machine perfectly answering questions no one actually cared enough to think about.
Which leaves us with a final, provocative thought to mull over. Something derived directly from the conclusion of this source material.
In a world where your children and you can summon any answer instantly.
Are you raising them to be the query?
Or are you raising them to be the architect of the question?
Let that sit with you. Blueprint first.
Blueprint first, always.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take care, everyone.